Five Borough Wrestling fans, I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. A Savior Among Us was a great show, and what a way for Five Borough Wrestling to end their 2017. The show kicks off with the long-awaited match, which saw Talon beat Danny DeMonto, and after the match, Talon continued the onslaught until Denny Gavin and I think another referee came out. Talon ended up elbowing Denny in the face as the referees got DeMonto out of the ring. And Talon gave Denny a choice. You could either, to get out of the ring, and he wouldn't do it. And Talon ended up doing a number on Denny. And Talon took the microphone and said he was tired of playing games, and I don't know what obviously that kind of meant. But then it was off to our next matchup, which saw the undeniable Jack Gallo beat Danny Moff. After the match, Ariella Nix comes out and she tells Gallo, even though you were victorious, I did see the low blow. And she mentioned about that Gallo did a number on Pete Rosado at For the People. And she warned him, saying that if he kept going down this path, that there would be repercussions. So they shake hands, and then Gallo grabs Ariella, posts her on the turnbuckle, and about to superplex her until Moff comes back to the ring and clears the ring of Gallo. Up next, it was a four-way matchup, which saw the King of Chaos, Logan Black, defeat the Lariat, DJ Hyde, Ace Romero, and the Devil's Outlaw, Stockade. Logan looks to be back on track after failing to win the championship at For the People. What I forgot to mention was right after before the Moff Gallo match, JT Dunn comes out, takes the microphone, and says he wants to be the heavyweight champion. Man of Steel Mike Verner comes out, and Verner was saying that he's owed a title shot because he hasn't gotten a rematch since losing the belt to Anthony Gangone. Verner says he'll cash in his rematch clause after Dunn wins the belt. Eventually, the two of them shake hands, and they leave the ring. And that was, of course, right after the first matchup. But then we were off to Alright, and then it was time for the tag team title match where JT Dunn and Mike Verna challenged forces Bear Bronson and AJ Spectre. Both Dunn and Verna ended up winning the tag team championship, hitting a double death by elbow. I forgot it was on Bronson or Spectre, and as a result, they are the new tag team champions. David Starr came into the ring and mentioned about Starr challenging Gangone later in the night for the heavyweight title. At that point, they did go to intermission. And up next, we saw Matt McIntosh, the newest member of Force, with PJ Stackpole, issue an open challenge, and it was accepted by Bull James. And eventually, the match was on, and Matt McIntosh defeated Bull James. Next up, we were set for a six-man tag team match, pitting Orion Dove and the Beer Belly Bandits, Bo Pritchard and JT Kaysen. Orion Dove had a case of beer, and I forgot what he ended up saying. And they took on the Elements, Pyro Pulse and Iceberg, and their partner Joey. I do apologize for not getting his last name. I believe he debuted earlier this year with FBW. And there were points where, the Bandits were getting annoyed with Dove, tagging in and out unexpectedly. Eventually, the Elements and Joey won the match, and after the match ended, the Bandits took hold of that case of beer and had a drink with the Elements and Joey. Then it was main event time as David Starr challenged Anthony Gangone for the heavyweight championship. During the matchup, the rest of Force, Matt McIntosh, Bear Bronson, and AJ Spectre come out, and they all surrounding the ring, and there were moments where Starr had to deal with all of them. Stackpole came up to the apron, called Starr a pussy, and Starr knocked him down off the apron. Starr hit Spectre with 3 suicide dives to the floor. McIntosh eventually hits Starr in the face with the championship belt, but he kicks out of that. There was so many match could have gone either way. And it made everyone think Starr was going to win the title, but Gangon prevailed with that finisher of his. I forgot what he calls it. And Gangon retains the title. Then all forces in the ring, and they're doing a number on Starr until JT Dunn and Man of Steel Mike Verna hit the ring, and Dunn takes the microphone, and I forgot what he ended up saying, and Dunn said Juicy Product, which is a team he and Starr were known as a few years ago. So basically it's I'm not sure what that's really trying to tell us, but definitely one heck of a night. And most of the show was ring announced by Cheyenne, who ring announced All In back in September, until the main event where regular FBW ring announcer Ryan Peterson attacked Cheyenne from behind and ring announced the main event. Well, it's on to the personal notes now. It's great seeing Melissa, Mike McNicholas, Peter Gilmore, Dalvin, Willem Fiora, Nicholas Infante, or is it Infante? Thomas, Kevin, Andrew, Nick, Brad, Mark, who else can I remember? The Wrestling Snobs, Daniel and Joey, who were at this show. Well, I figured that the crowd wasn't as big as For the People back in October due to the fact, I guess, no former WWE wrestlers were on the show. We do have a memorable quote. I want you to boo really loud. Stockade before DJ Hyde came out for the four-way matchup. Well, although it wasn't announced, there was no date announced, Five Borough Wrestling will return in the year 2018. And as a result, whenever they do return in the new year, I would like to see at the next show, maybe a six-man tag with Anthony Gangon, Bear Bronson, and AJ Specter against David Starr and the new tag champs JT Dunn and Mike Verna. Or maybe an eight-man tag with all four members of Force, Gangon, Bronson, Specter, and Matt McIntosh against Dunn, Verna, Starr, and maybe Maxwell Jacob Friedman if he comes back. I would like to see Logan Black one-on-one with the Devil's Outlaw Stockade. That would be one heck of a barn burner in my opinion. Definitely, I hope FBW bring back the Beer Belly Bandits in the future. Denny Gavin against Talon. Surprisingly, only 7 matches for this very show. But definitely, it seemed like everybody had a good time, and what a crowd this was, despite a very cold night. And I'm glad I didn't show up before the door opened, because I would have been freezing. Definitely a great time. FBW, despite not running for most of 2016, they came back here in 2017, and they proven they came back with a vengeance, and they're definitely Troy, keep up the awesome work, and hopefully there'll be a whole lot more memories. Oh, I forgot. Well, I know one thing that's happening come the next show, whenever that may be, will be the FBW will crown their first ever wildcard champion. Now, unless I'm mistaken, those who qualified are, well, Talon, Matt McIntosh, and I forgot, Orion Dove, who ended up taking Denny Gavin's spot back at For the People. Unless somebody else is going to be entered in that matchup. But yeah. I don't know who Jack Gallo may end up facing, if he's going to be there again. Yeah, so definitely a great night of action, and glad to see Five Borough Wrestling still doing wonderful.